Hey yo. Alright. Just kidding, guys. Let's just get down to it. Can we just admit that Hasbro had some weird shit going on at New York Comic Con? What am I talking about? Well, let's take a look. Okay, we'll go over the basic stuff. Marvel had the Sentinel, which is like $178 or so. $74, my bad. About $174. Okay. Gonna pass. Ecto 1, $325, exorbitantly overpriced. $400 with all the figures, exorbitantly overpriced. I'll pass. But then you bump on over the GI Joe. Nobody from the GI Joe team bothered to even show up. Well, that's a red flag. And then we get this little nugget of, well, and it's kinda odd if you look at it. Due to unexpected shifts in production, many of our 2025 GI Joe product shipments will be delayed. We're working hard to minimize the delay and keep you updated. We appreciate the support of the GI Joe fan community. And then proceeded to show some digital renders of an armored outhouse and Alley Viper, not Alley Viper, Alley Viper, and a polar bear, and some retro carded stuff. Oh, the retro carded stuff goes up pre-order on the 22nd of October. But if you get over to Hasbro Pulse and start looking at the wave they brought out at PulseCon, pre-order item is available to ship approximately October 1st, 2025. A full year away. And there's a post on Nerdzoic about this. Okay, so from Nerdzoic. These have been previously marked sold out by Hasbro request. By Hasbro request. The reason for that was the ETA change from January 2025 to October 2025. Pre-orders are open again for the October 2025 release. That's a little weird. And that's a long-ass delay. I don't see many delays in toys going that far and it being a good thing. So, of course, you say something and, people come out of the woodwork. Oh, it's because they got to do their license stuff. And it's like, A, when does that ever happen? B, if it's never happened before, why is it happening now? Due to production shifts. Makes no sense. And I want to put up more pre-orders. You see, that's the thing. This doesn't make sense. And I don't know. Going back in my library of experiences, when there's a long delay on a toy line, it means A, they're thinking of doing a complete rebranding and they're kind of thinking about what they're doing. And usually there's a reason for that. Or B, they're canceling it. For whatever reason. Now they may have some production stuff that may be too far along. And they're just going to put it on the back burner for a bit and then release it later. Then again, if you watch the Valiverse channel, Bobby showed us 2 fully fledged Paintmaster mech suits that were pretty much in the final stage and then they got canned. I mean, things get canned all the damn time, guys. The internet and all kind of websites are full of stuff that were prototypes or didn't get past the drawing board. Hell, there's a 14-volume book of this shit. I mean, there's tons of shit that never gets made. And as Bobby pointed out about those mechs, those were shown at conventions. So we were fully expecting those. Now, another factor is a little disturbing quotes from our wonderful CEO, Chris Cox. who I wish I wish I could say that name is made up. It's just so funny. Who apparently is leaning heavily towards digital. And this one caught me a little bit because when I saw this, I thought he was just talking about games, which I thought meant D&D and board games, something like that. But this is kind of weird. It's as we look at the business of play, it's clear digital is here to stay and a bigger factor than ever on how successful toy and game companies will grow and strengthen their brands. Note he said toy and game companies, not game companies. Now we all know Hasbro's both, but that's a strange thing, especially from a company that has been running a line for almost 4 years now that has QR codes on the side that go nowhere. That's a weird thing to say. He says in the article, we are going all in on becoming a digital play company. Which still implies games, but you gotta love the business of play remark too. That always helps. But he's loving digital. So it's not that far off to think maybe getting tired of this manufacturing toy stuff. Let's license it out. We get all the money, none of the risk. Oh hey, we're doing that. Whoops. So am I saying yes, absolutely it's going to cancel? No. Am I saying the signs are pointing that way? Yeah. I mean, there are signs. And I know the Hasbros are going to try to say this, that, or the other. Present some proof before you open your big mouths. Okay? If you have some first-hand information from a source, cite the source. If you know something more than what we actually do, beyond the excuses being flooded around Facebook, feel free. I'll hear you out. But you need to have something behind it because right now you have a long history of these things not boding well versus conjecture and feelings. Maybe you should start looking at facts. Just say. Because I've already had to deal with a bunch of people who think they know everything. And at the end of it, it's like, so you don't have anything to back up your claim. Because that's what you do when you have people who just go by their feels. I'm not trying to insult anyone. I'm just trying to say it's more than what you feel. Sometimes you got to look at the writing on the wall and say, this doesn't look good. Again, I'm not making a bold prediction here. Although, the writing on the wall doesn't look good. Take care, guys.